My name is Niamh Kennedy and I have been a member in CrossFit Gorey for around 8 years. I used to play rugby and at the time I was recovering from a wrist operation. I broke my wrist, I had a plate put in. I remember sitting here, it used to be the works gym. I remember sitting here and there was a glass partition down at the end of the gym here, and I remember looking in and you had only started doing your CrossFit classes and I think you were doing a clean and jerk, and I just thought that looks really cool, I'd love to be able to do that. With a broken wrist, it wasn't ideal at the time, but when I was able to start, I started doing the classes and just took it from there. I loved the diversity of the classes. I loved learning all the different movements, as frustrating as I found some of the movements. Yeah, I loved the diversity of the classes. I loved that you were coached. It was a program that you came in, you were detailed what you were to do, and you were brought through it with the coach. Squat snatch, when I started, I couldn't get the depth, I couldn't get the range of movement into a full depth squat snatch. And I remember you pulled me aside and you brought me up here and you gave me a PVC pipe. And while everybody else was doing the squat snatch, I was trying to just get the depth. And I remember leaving the class, probably doesn't sell it very well, but I remember leaving the class being so frustrated with myself that I was on the verge of tears. But moving on from that, I can now squat snatch, well not squat snatch, but overheads into a full depth, maybe 62, 65 kg. So like, it just shows that from not being able to get the full depth, that now I'm able to go down with full depth with heavy weight on. I feel that if you don't get a good night's sleep, or you're not eating well, or you've had a night out, that it does affect your training. So you try and curb the amount of times that you're kind of letting loose. I find that you have to try and eat well when you come in here to be able to perform well, but also be able to have live your life as well, and like, it's not all based around training, but just for yourself and for myself that I just try and keep on top of my fitness as well as my eating and getting enough sleep and stuff like that. Yeah, before I was going to the gym, I was going in and I was doing the same things day in and day out. I found it very monotonous. So when you come in here, you're coached. There could be 12 other people in the class, but it is like a PT. You're constantly being critiqued with your different movements and stuff like that. You're constantly being pushed to put on a little bit extra weight or reduce your weights if you're not lifting the weight properly, and to get your technique right before you start putting on heavier weights. So yeah, it has definitely, the coaching element is probably one of the main things that I like about CrossFit Gorey. Yeah, I like the whole community of CrossFit. I've met great friends, great people here. Yeah, when you come in here, like, you have good crack with people. Everybody kind of pushes each other. It's here, you have a friendly face when you come in. I also find that it's good for your mental health. Personally, like, I find if I don't go to the gym, or if I don't go for a run, or if I don't do something, I feel a little bit crap in myself. And when I do go to the gym, I do go to CrossFit, I find that it really just helps with mental health and stuff like that. Yeah, for people to get them to join CrossFit Gorey, I've said it to people before about, oh, you should come down and do CrossFit, and they're kind of going, oh my God, I wouldn't be able to go down, I wouldn't be able to lift weights like you lift weights, or do what you do. But like, there's people in here that are in their 60s, their 70s, there are people there's teen classes, but there's young people in their early 20s. Everybody has to start somewhere. All the movements are, you can go at your own pace. If you're not able to do a pull-up, you can do a band assisted pull-up, you can do ring rows. Everything is tailored to what you can do and what you're able to do. You don't have to come in and lift massive weights. It's not about that. It's about coming in and getting strong, getting fit, getting strong, feeling comfortable in yourself. And I think that's what CrossFit Gorey does. I would probably say addictive, but a good addiction, not a bad addiction. I remember a member said it to me there recently. He had only joined. He said, "Is this really addictive?" I said, "Yeah, you'll definitely get addictive," and he'll be back. And he has. He's back here. I think he's doing 4 classes a week now. But yeah, no, it is addictive. If you like keeping fit and you like going to the gym as such, you're going to love this. You're going to love the diversity of it. You're going to love the community. You're going to love training. You're going to love being coached. You're going to love it.